was a heavyweight showdown between teammates Bryson DeChambeau and Charles Howell III, a clash of the Titans that delivered jaw-dropping drama. Both brought their absolute best, trading haymakers shot for shot right down to the final hole, and in the end, a champion was crowned. And yes, both men stood tall on the team podium for the Crushers. We'll talk you through it in all. It's LIV Golf Korea, presented by Coupang Play. Welcome to the Club 54 post-round show, and that's Bryson DeChambeau as he gets the job done on 17 with the birdie putt, the winning moment for Bryson DeChambeau. First win since Chicago 2023, kept the pressure at bay all 3 days. You love to see it here, and the crowd goes wild. You love to see the Bryson DeChambeau celebration. One more time for good measure. Why not, right? Why not? Bryson DeChambeau has been consistent all week long. We know he struggled on Sundays, but today he said, not today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm back. He's back in the winner's circle, and to talk about it, we have 3-time PGA Tour winner, 4 Aces champion, and an absolute stud, Pat Perez, and LIV Golf analyst Suan Hang. We started the day thinking to ourselves, well, Bryson's up by 4. He's going to do his thing today, but here comes Charles Howell III, making him earn every single shot. I mean, that battle between the two of them was just a sight to see, for sure.
He didn't play great in the front. Charles just played great. You know, he did what he needed to, and then he kind of got going. He had a great shot on 10. You know, Charles birdied 11. I mean, it was just kind of a dogfight the whole way. Charles flat out, outplayed him, but the fact that he was 3 behind from the start just kind of just couldn't do it. I mean, 63 on Sunday in the last group, and you don't win. That is damn near impossible.
I mean, how hard is it just to keep your focus when that much pressure is on you? As Bryson,
well, it's different because, like I was saying out there, so it's, Charles was 9 under at the time, but he was even with Bryson for the tournament. Yeah. So the 9 under is gone. You're even. You're looking at it now. I've got to try to win. So there's no like, oh no, I'm 9 under. I need to, just preserve this round. No, you know that he's going to keep going forward. He hits it longer than you anyway. You got to get that in. And you're just even. The score doesn't even matter because they were so far ahead anyway. He was going to finish first or second no matter what. But his mind says, I got to keep making birdies. I mean, essentially, he had to shoot 11 under just to get a playoff.
But also to start the day, I think the pressure was on Bryson DeChambeau more than Charles Howell. I mean, Bryson had everything to lose. Charles had nothing to lose. He knew exactly what he had to do. He knew exactly what he was up against in Bryson DeChambeau, and the fact that this golf course is made for Bryson.
100%.
So he knew he had to go low today.
Well, let's take a look at that individual leaderboard as Championship Sunday comes to a close. You can hear that music. G-Dragon will be performing soon. Bryson DeChambeau gets it done, ladies and gentlemen. That is our LIV Golf Korea individual title winner. Suan, break down this leaderboard for me, baby.
How about Taylor Gooch? I know, Taylor Gooch, what a great week for him. He's got to get some confidence going into the back half of our season with a podium. Finally seeing some vintage Taylor Gooch, and then Patrick Reed.
Yeah, awesome. I love it. Painter Spellwell. Yeah, that was great. That was great.
All right, well, it was an incredible day today, and why don't we talk a little bit more about Bryson DeChambeau. Here's how it all went down today, starting with Bryson DeChambeau on 10, still with the 1-shot lead over Charles Howell III at the time. Hits by far his best shot of the day.
He needed this big time. I mean, because Charles was already in there tight. He needed that.
Look at
Great
this.
start to the back 9. He did tell me, I saw him in that putting green, he goes, I need to quit playing patty cake and get going. I said, yes, you do, sir.
That was a kick-in birdie for Bryson.
And then we missed Charles Howell III there on the birdie on 11. And this, Bryson, his second on 12, using that backstop beautifully. Little kicking birdie.
Yeah.
And here's Charles Howell on 12. He makes that birdie. So Bryson birdie. There's a birdie for Howell as well. Bryson up by 1 at that point.
Yeah, beautiful 8-iron here. He just said, I'm going to try to smoke one. It was 180 the front. We just hit a great one. And then, he just kept setting the tone. He kept going first, and then Bryson had to go. And it was actually awesome to see 2 teammates going at it.
There's Bryson for birdie on 13, stays up 1 over Howell.
And then Charles Howell, this for a birdie on the 14th. Man, he is rolling that rock beautifully, isn't he?
If he putted like that his whole career, he had 3 majors and probably 20 wins.
There's Bryson's 3rd shot on par 5.
Caught this shot right here. So he's got to get up there by a sprinkler. It'll trickle down to it. Easy 4.
And then it's Chucky again on the 16th.
Yeah, he had 2 great shots. Here he got unlucky, got in the bunker, didn't quite catch it clean enough to get it close enough. Almost went in that bunker, thankfully it didn't, but he had just left himself too hard of a shot there to try to get to the green.
All right, here's Bryson DeChambeau,
This was it. I
117.
mean, he got a great look from Blandy. Blandy was just right of him, so he got a great look on the line of the speed. I know he shocked and still went in, but phenomenal putt. I mean, he was lucky to, not lucky, but he was fortunate to be able to see Blandy putt first.
And goes up by 2. Gotta love to see that celebration.
This is unreal here. I mean,
What
I know
about this
he was
one?
probably trying to go. I know he was trying to go over that left bunker because he told me he would. But I don't really think it would matter if it got on the water or not, because he was still going to be able to drop in the fairway, hit a wedge on the green. The worst, I mean, the worst of the worst he was going to make is 6 no matter what. But he probably would have made 5 anyway, because he would have hit the wedge on the green, 2 putted for 5, been done no matter what.
And this is the winning putt on the 18th. Redemption.
Yeah, there's a lot of relief right there, because it started to slip on the front 9. He's probably thinking, here we go again. And yeah, it still wasn't done. I mean, you know, he won by 2. I mean, gosh, 63 in his group. Yeah. He only won by 2. So he had no, it was not a stress day free for him like I thought it was going to be a little bit.
Let me ask you, Pat, how difficult is it to kind of put those demons, those voices, everything, the gorilla, as David Faraday mentioned on the main broadcast, how tough is it to put all that behind and focus on what's in front of you, especially when you have a teammate that you're playing alongside with playing so well?
It's also tough because he's been in there 3 weeks in a row. Because not only that, you've got to get to this position again on Sunday. You know, he could come in and shoot even, 2 under or whatever, and then not had any chance to redeem himself, but he did. Every time he keeps getting himself, so he has a letdown, and he gets himself there again on Sunday, another letdown, another time, and then this time, you still have to continue to get there. It's incredible how he can just always shoot 66. I mean, what do you shoot? He averaged 18 under a day, or 18 under total. It's incredible. He just always put himself in that position. So it's kind of bittersweet. You're like, man, I can't win. I keep choking or whatever.
Yeah.
And then, but you're always there.
Yeah.
So that's how great of a player he is that he's always constantly putting himself in that position, just kind of like Rahm did last year.
Right. What would you say this win means for Bryson DeChambeau personally?
It means
also
enough.
for
It's not as much the major, but it means enough because he knows he's obviously one of the best players on the tour. He's hitting it as well as anybody. When he gets the putter going, I'm telling you, he knows this is important.
Yeah.
It's not as much as U.S. Opens, but it is very important to him to be one of the top players on this tour.
Is it out of the cards for Bryson DeChambeau to become the 2025 individual champion here at LIV Golf?
No, you can never count
There's 7 tournaments. Well, first of all, there's 7 tournaments left. So if he wins 3 more of them, he's going to win.
Let me ask you this, because you're the only person in our team that have played in this team format. Obviously, it's something that's very unique to the LIV Golf League. Having Bryson right up against his teammate, Charles Howell, what's that dynamic like on the 18th? I know you said on the broadcast they want to beat each other.
Yeah, they do.
But yet, they want to see each other win. It's an interesting
They do and they don't. It's an individual thing. The team thing is one thing, but they don't want to lose to each other. I promise you. It's not like they're brothers, like they've grown up together and the whole thing. They've been part of this for 3.5 years now. They are close. They do well, but I'm telling you, they want to beat each other just as bad as they did on any other tour, any other tournament in the world. But again, there's no hard feelings. There's nothing negative. They're so happy for the other one, but they do want to beat the other guy. I promise you.
You've literally been in that situation before as a pro yourself with the 4 aces. How does that feel?
It's awesome.
Is it a conflicting feeling?
No. You know, you stand up on the tee on the first hole, and you know that, okay, I'm going against one of my guys. I do want to beat him, but, you know, whatever happens in the end, we're still a team. We're still going to be brothers, and that's just what it is. This is the best guy wins. There's nothing personal about it whatsoever. It's just better guy wins. That's what it is.
We're going to talk more about that. We have to toss it over now to Annabelle Angel. She's with 2 of the Crushers as we speak. Annabelle, to you.
Down by the podium finish here with 2 of the most spectacular members of the Crushers today. How was it out there?
Oh, it was great. I mean, obviously I played a really good round of golf. It takes a whole lot to beat that guy, and today showed it again, but I couldn't get him, but great to win as a team as well, but to play there with him, and yeah, it was a whole lot of fun.
Bryson, I just want to let you know that the Crushers are the #1 selling in the merch tent this week. Did you feel the love from the Korean fans?
Yeah, the Korean fans were amazing. I mean, what a group of people, and we're excited to get back here, but I got to give hats off to Charles again. This guy, he was a pain in my butt all day. He just wouldn't go away.
I tried to be a really big pain for him, especially as a guy playing for him. But yes, it's a weird dynamic. But no, I'll tell you, Bryson played awesome. He's going to play great at the PGA coming up, and yeah, he's in the right place.
Did it ever feel between you guys? Obviously, there's a lot of love there, your teammates. But did it ever feel like an F1 kind of scenario, or a match play sort of vibe?
I wanted to kick his ass, so I'm sorry.
Wanted to?
I wanted to kick his ass, absolutely.
Absolutely. No, listen.
I was still rooting for the best for him. I mean, that's the unique dynamic. So it felt like F1.
Sure, right? Like I wanted to run him off track for sure and put him in the wall, but no, it was. Listen, he brings out the best in me, and it was a great day.
Well, my question is, how are you going to celebrate this epic win and epic round of golf?
A long plane ride back. we got a long.
Sharing it together?
No, we can't share planes together. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no.
Not anymore. He's out. No, yeah. All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you. Great round today. Well done.
Great job, Annabelle. Love to see those two smiling and laughing after such an intense battle here. Let's take a look at the team leaderboard as we conclude Championship Sunday. Crushers GC are team title winners here at LIV Golf Korea. Sue-Ann, thoughts?
Yeah, not to be for Smash GC. They came into Sunday with a 6-shot lead and just was not the Sunday they were looking for. Torquay GC on the podium, finally. They've had a bit of a rough season, but let's take a look at some highlights from Crushers GC, starting with DeChambeau on the 13th tee, par 3. Staring it down. What do you hit there, Pat?
9-iron.
Just a cruisy 9-iron.
Just a 9-iron from 180 front. Chuck, this shot was incredible right out of the gate. I was way on that left foot. He was watching this thing hooked about 40 yards, and then it almost went in.
Oh my gosh. Doesn't get any closer than that.
I could hear that, by the way, on the 3rd green. Now, Charles Howell, 14th. This is a birdie, the drivable par 4. This is when things started to heat up between that group.
It was a great, great deal.
Anaban Lahiri, birdie on the par 3, 8th. Had a rough day yesterday. Had to really turn things around, get motivated to put something together for his team today. And he did. Played such a pivotal part, and so did Paul Casey. Birdie putt on his final hole, the 11th.
Talk about pressure for those two just to keep it together for Crushers. Very impressive stuff from the entire team. And social media went wild about Bryson DeChambeau. That's a DeChamboom right there of tweets from everyone who was so impressed by that battle between him and Charles Howell III. Make sure you guys join the conversation. #LIV Broadcast. More to come here on the Club 54 post-round show, and some thoughts from our one and only Jerry Fultz. Woo!
Hi everyone, it's Rick Shields, and this is my first time ever in South Korea, and I am incredibly impressed. First off, the golf course is a beauty. It's long, it's tight, there's lots of hazards, and the greens are incredibly undulating. What else from a Jack Nicklaus designed golf course? Now, I didn't start off great, however, I played some miracle and magical shots to put a very solid round together. That video will be out on my channel this week. We also visited some unique golf shops here in South Korea and saw things you don't see anywhere else in the world. We definitely picked up some special items while we were here in Korea. And fresh off his 3rd win of the season in Mexico, Wacko Neiman and Torquay Golf Club joined me for a 5-man scramble, which definitely caused fireworks, good and bad. That video will be coming out soon. Enjoy South Korea, everyone. This golf course and this venue is really special.
Who knows? You never know. Make sure you guys check out Rick Shields and all of his impressive content. He seems to continue to outdo himself, which is not easy to do, especially here in Korea. Sue-Ann, Pat, have you had a good time in Korea or what?
I had a blast. I'm ready to go, but I had a blast.
I'm looking forward to thawing out. That's what I'm looking forward to. It's cold.
That 92-degree weather back in Scottsdale. Looking forward to that action.
And 98 in Singapore with humidity.
Oh boy.
Gonna be a lot of fun. Stay tuned with us here. It's Club 54 post-round show. And joining us on the Club 54 post-round show, your favorite LIV Golf analyst, my best friend forever, Jerry Fultz. And there are the Crushers celebrating their team win here at LIV Golf Korea. Everyone laughs at me when I say that, but I mean it, Jerry. You're my guy.
How many favorites can people have, and how many BFFs do you have?
You're my guy. That's all I'm going to say. Let it happen. Let it happen.
That makes me feel warm on a very cold day.
Well, we're happy to have you here on the show, Jerry. We always like to get some input from you. You got to watch the whole showdown go down. Thoughts on today, thoughts on Bryson, thoughts on Crushers?
Roller coaster round. I thought Bryson was going to let it. I mean, it looked like he was letting it slip away again early. You could see the stress in his eyes, the tension in those on that face, Pat. Yeah. And then I think, you know, he credited the 4-footer for par at 8 to keep from slipping into a tie. But I think that shot on 10 is what got him believing again. And I don't think you can overestimate the value of what he did here this week and the importance for him heading into even more of major season.
I mean, Pat, I wanted to ask you this. You were right there up front and personal, seeing that go down. How special was it to see Bryson play such great golf today as a pro?
We've been watching it I've been watching Bryson since he came out on tour. He's a completely different player now than he was when he came out on tour, but he's just a guy, like, you know, he's just the guy. Charles was even saying, I can't believe how he hits his driver. Charles is part of his teammate. He's like, he just doesn't let up. You cannot catch him because the driver is just incredible. He hits it everywhere, hits it straight. You know, if he's on with his irons, he makes any putts, he's just at the top of the leaderboard. He goes, we can't catch him.
You know, when Charles first turned pro, everybody on the PGA Tour at the time said, I can't believe the way he hits his driver. He was the best in the game back then. And he hasn't changed. That's just how much better.
He's as good now as he did in 02.
Right, just how much better Bryson is and how his game has evolved.
We're going to talk more on our final round in just a few. But first, we're going to stop for a second and toss it over to our very own Rachel Drummond. Rachel, to you.
Hey Christian, hey Jerry, hey Pat. I'm on 17. I'm sorry I look like a Michelin man. I am freezing and it is so exposed out here. So as we know today, I mean, what a tournament. Bryson was spectacular. And as Jerry said, there were moments again like the Masters where you thought it was going to slip away. I think the one thing we can take from this is winning is so hard. That's what I've taken from it. And what around from Charles Howell III, Crushers teammates, and a win for them. Now, what we saw today and what we saw on the final day in LIV is there's always a momentum shift. So we're going to have a look at how Bryson did on that back nine and when it started to turn for him. So let's take a look now when it started on 10. Now, this approach shot was absolutely spectacular, seeing as he was level front nine. He produced this swing when he needed to. And strategy-wise, the fact he left it to that left side and knew it would come back to the hole, setting up that first birdie charge on the back nine for him. Shortly followed by this on 12, another spectacular shot. And when you've got a player like Charles Howell III hunting you down, you know you've got to hit shots like this when it matters. And I don't know about you guys at home, I'd rather have one from there. But this on 15, Pat, the commentary you gave to this was spectacular. He had 3 options, this is the one he chose. Bit reminiscent of Moronk back in Saudi Arabia, using the contours. And then this putt on 17. I'm out here at the moment. It is such a tricky putt, so to hold this at a moment like this, to go 2 clear on 18, was absolutely spectacular. So I'm going to go through, you know, in my eyes, what I think you need to do to hold a putt like this when it matters. So number one, it is so windy out here, which you couldn't tell on the footage. It's straight into the face. So judging pace is hard. We saw he hit that putt with a lot of speed, so I can see why with the conditions. Now, as I walk down, you can't see it very well on the camera work, but this slope is pretty severe, you know, so you're going to take this into account. And if you're Bryson, you pace out every putt. So he'll be pacing from there to there, and then what he does is from how many paces he works out his stroke length. Now, we've got the LIV line at LIV. We always work out our straight putt. So as I walk down to the putt, I've worked out sort of pace. I'm getting an eye of what the slope's like, the gradient, but then I'm also working out, you know, where do I need to start the ball to make sure it goes into the hole. So I'm picking around here, okay? That's my straight putt. I think Bryson probably went a little bit more direct looking at the pace that he had on it. So they're the 2 things that I'm looking at. I'm walking the putt to make sure I see it. I'm feeling, you know, the ground to work out pace, and all the time I'm taking in what I need to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to start the putt almost 2-3 feet, 2.5 feet outside that left line. If we're going to be like Bryson, we're going to use that line on the golf ball, just matching it up for our straight putt. What he does, just checks his line, and then you step in. And he's definitely using his eyes all the time. You see the best golfers in the world, they'll work their way back from the hole, back to the ball, or from the ball to the hole. All the time, just thinking about where you want to start the putt. Probably given that a little bit too much break. But that's the sort of system that you need to be able to hold putts. But the thing that's most impressive to me about this putt with Bryson is the fact that he did it when it mattered. He had a par 5 coming up next. It was all against him, front nine, always on the attack from Charles Howell III. And this to me was a spectacular putt, a moment when you need it, which is all the best golfers in the world do. We waited since 2023 to see this from Bryson, and it was absolutely spectacular.
Before you go, Jerry has a question for you.
Rachel, and we've seen it, we saw it at the Masters with Bryson. We've seen it off and on in Mexico City and here as well. How difficult is it to control the speed under pressure?
Oh my God, Jerry, it's one of the hardest things. Like, as we all know, it's a fine motor skill. So at pressure, it's going to be hard to control. Think about a drive, you can hit it as hard as you want, but putting it is feel. And your system is going to be tense, your breathing goes. So all those sorts of things you've got to start to control. And then what you can't tell on the camera is the fact you've got wind and greens at pace. So for him to pull it off at a moment but Jerry, I don't know about you, but I think all those moments he's had leading up to this are why he was then successful in this moment.
I agree. Now, we need to see one made. Come on, give it one more whirl. Come on, Rach.
What was that?
You got to make one.
I've got to make one.
We're putting you on the spot right now,
right,
Rachel.
Come on. I mean, right.
You've got it.
And if you make it, I want the same reaction as Bryson.
Do you know what? My fine motor skills have gone now. There's pressure.
We're not allowed to bet, but I got money on you. Just outside the left. Oh, that's a good line. Okay. That's a good line.
Wow. Rachel Drummond, ladies and gentlemen, gets the job done. and you give us the Bryson celebration. Rachel, come on, you got to finish strong.
I haven't got a good celebration. That was awesome.
Hey, we're all the people. I didn't hear anybody roar like for Bryson's.
It doesn't get any better than that, no. Rachel. Thanks so much. You learn something new also every single time. I mean, thanks. We'll hopefully see you again soon.
That is absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Well done, Rachel.
Dead center.
Pretty
perfect.
Pretty impressive. Pretty good stuff. All right, stick around. You never know what's going to happen here in the Club 54 post-round show. More to come in just a moment. We're going to talk a little bit about our winners and more from Jerry Foltz. Stay with us. All right, unfortunately, guys, we're all going to have to depart from Korea today, but it was a fun time this week. I had a blast. Let's talk about Korea for just a moment. Let's start with the course, and Jerry, I'll start with you. What are some of your favorite things about this course, and what about this course brought out the best in Bryson DeChambeau?
It's a classic Jack Nicklaus design championship golf course. You can hold any tournament in the world here. It's that good of a golf course. It's my third time to Korea, and I was more excited about this event than I think any of the other new additions to the schedule, just because I love it here. I love the food and I love the people. It's a fantastic place.
And how about the crowd showing up today?
Yeah.
Biggest crowd here we've had in Asia, and they love golf. It's the second biggest golfing market. As they said, the merchandise, how much they do spend on the game of golf. It is brilliant. I'm so happy we were here. I'm so happy we brought the game here, and I think it showed today.
What was your favorite part of being here, Pat?
G-Dragon?
No, not
Rachel's
K-pop.
putt?
Not K-pop at all. Rachel's putt, Bryson's putt. I think it was awesome today. It was awesome to watch Charlie play the way I've seen him play for 20 years, playing with him. Bryson finally closing it out. we can stop talking about that. I think it was a phenomenal day.
All right, well, thank you guys for your notes on that. We are halfway through our season now officially. Let's talk in a moment about that lock zone, the open zone, and the drop zone. Stay with us here on the Club 54 post-round show, and there's a beautiful sight of the Jack Nicklaus Golf Club. So many moments you'll never forget from today. There's Bryson DeChambeau holding up that trophy as he completes his journey of winning this week. So much fun to watch him, but not just Bryson today. There were so many incredible shots of the day throughout the day. Take us through it.
This might be the best one of the day because he almost made it from the spot that he'd be lucky to get on the green.
Yeah.
Unreal shot.
That was, and that set a tone early, didn't it?
It really did.
Yeah, let Bryson know.
He could have not had a shot, made a 5.
Min Kyu Kim, the local hero, I guess you could say, 24 years old. His tee shot at 8, playing as a reserve for the Range Goats. That brought him to their feet on the celebration hole.
And then Taylor Gooch on the par 3 fifth. 139 today, front left hole location. This was a good shot. Pitching wedge, downwind. That was clutch. Tapping birdie.
Yeah, best in show there on the day, a foot and a half away. This is Tom, wait, who do we got
Thomas
here?
Peters.
Good, Thomas Peters. Losing track here. Thomas Peters at 15 is third.
This was a great chip here. Just had to dump it right on that upslope there. Let it feed down the hole. Great save.
And we saw this highlight multiple times already. A pivotal time in the competition to do this. Second shot on the 10th.
Sand wedge.
Every shot's a sand wedge.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Using that slope beautifully.
Gooch, who would ultimately finish third solo and jump up 12 spots on the pointless inside the log zone thanks to shots like this, even after a drive that was a little too close for comfort, but just stakes it stone dead there.
And this is Pultz on the third with his third.
This boy can chip right here, let me tell you.
Look at that.
Oh, here it is. I was standing just behind him. I said he's got a great look from Lanny's putt. He's just trying to get this close, but you talk about a bonus at the right time, and you can see how excited he was.
And he made it look easy. Gotta love to see that celebration from Bryson DeChambeau. As the day comes to a close, let's take a last look at the live individual standings. Joaquin Neiman still leading the way, but after today, Bryson DeChambeau way closer.
Yeah, another week to be had for Sergio Garcia. He's dropping down a few spots, as well as Lucas Herbert.
I'm assuming I called correctly that Rom finished top 10. Top 5, I said. Did he finish top 5?
No, he
top
did
10.
not. Top 10. He had a chance. He had a chance on the last hole, missed about a 7-footer, but it's still an incredible week. Yeah. But DeChambeau leapfrogging Rom for second place, and last year it was strictly a 2-horse race the whole season.
0.19 of a point.
Patrick Reed had a good week, jumped up 11 spots to 14th in the points.
Yeah, Charles Howell up 20. He was outside that top 24. Still not a lock at 36 points, but still, that was a huge help. And Taylor Gooch, he's resided in the top 24 since he joined LIV Golf. He's back inside there again.
And big shout out
to Reed too.
And big shout out to Thomas Peters, who got himself inside the lock zone this week with that great Sunday.
A great day for him. Here's the open zone.
Wolfie getting some much needed points there, very much so. And Ian Poulter jumping up 10 spots from near the relegation zone to a lot more comfort there. 4.5 points, will not finish in the relegation zone.
No.
Down into the drop zone here.
Gracie looks like he's going to have surgery, so he's going to be maybe not playing the rest of the year.
Well, we want to thank all of our fans for watching us today. That concludes LIV Golf Korea. We'll see you guys in DC. Thanks for watching. I only got one more thing to say. All three of you got one? You got me? Here we go.
Peace.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Peace.
Later.